This is David Hope at TigerNet.com here with a guy that everybody at Clemson is going to recognize, Eric McLean. All right, can you think of a better way to kick the ACC network off than Clemson, Georgia Tech, Thursday night, Death Valley, defending national champs?
No, I can't. And I think it was announced actually before I was interviewing or hired in this process. And just as a Clemson alum and as a former player, when that was announced that Clemson was kind of going to be not the flagship, but the inaugural game, for the ACC network, just what a cool thing to be able to experience that. And for our fans, especially a Thursday night, rowdy, you got a night game in the hottest time of the summer of the season. So be grateful for that and can't wait to see that environment.
Tell Clemson fans, what you'll be doing for the ACC network, where they can see you.
Right. Yeah. So the ACC network will have its own channel across all the different platforms, and I know some of those are been coming out. The newer ones that they're releasing, you can find some of them online or at accnetwork.com. But I'll be a college football analyst for them, which is crazy to think about. Just a couple of years ago, I was sitting on the other side of this thing as a player. And just a great opportunity. So I'll have kind of a show Friday night where we'll be kind of previewing the weekend and seeing the great matchups that will exist week to week from there. And then Saturday, just kind of being there's a morning show and then kind of being the halftime and post game for the shows that are on the ACC network.
When we came in this morning, there were two media types sitting at the breakfast table, and one of them said, when does Clemson go? And the other guy said, last in the day. And he said, great move by the ACC. If they went first, there'd be a mass exodus. When you committed to Dabo Swinney, could you have foreseen this type of dominance, this type of success?
I think not like this. I think we all had a plan when we committed. And you think of that 2011 class and what they tried to do and come together, the Sammy Watkins, the Stephon Anthony's, just these big, high-caliber guys, Tony Stewart, who all came together and said, hey, let's change this culture. The guys like Dwayne Allen, Taj Boyd kind of started it. Let's help with the talent and keep going. And, you look now, it's a dime a dozen that Clemson's getting a 5-star every other week, it seems like. So what they've been able to accomplish just in these past 4 years even is exceptional and probably something that is not going to be replicated too often. So, Clemson family, be very happy with where you are. I know that we can gripe and moan about some things, but this is a special, special time to be a Clemson Tiger.
With the ACC network, is this good for Clemson? Is it good for everybody that this thing not only gets kicked off, but is successful?
Yeah, I think so. I think that this platform is going to be so unique, so different than anything the ACC's ever had before, that it's only going to be positive. I think it's going to give, like I said, a brand new platform for not just football, obviously, because that's very well nationally televised and covered, but for the lacrosse, for the men's and women's soccer, for baseball, for all the different sports that the ACC has that maybe people don't know their story, and to be able to give this network for them to storytell, to cover their events, they deserve it, and it's going to be really cool.
All right, before we finish, I know everybody talks about football players, coaches as heroes, but you have two heroes in your own family. I don't know if operational security will let you tell where they're at, but your dad and your brother currently serving both in the Air Force. How proud of you are you of those guys?
Yeah, unbelievable proud, and I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now. I give my father all the success in the world for what I've been able to accomplish, all the credit, because he was instrumental in creating what you see today. And then my little brother, Sean, just what he's been able to do, what he's going to do for this great country. It's the ultimate sacrifice, and we all should be indebted to them forever, and for all the servicemen and women, across the country. So love them to death, and always great. Thank you for bringing them up.
Yeah, Sean, of course, a national champion at Clemson, and your dad, a constant presence on the road whenever you guys played. Didn't matter if he was home, he was on the road, at home, wherever, wasn't he?
Yeah, and those parents, man, especially mine, but everybody, just the travel that they have to do to support their sons, out there, and daughters for the training staff or equipment staff, just for them to be able to go week to week, and you only get to see them for about 20 minutes. But when you walk on that field, you look up in the stands, and I can find them right away. I mean, it's a gift, and it's really special to have that moment, and then after you play, to be able to sit with them. And I just have a little 2-hour plane ride, and they have a 10-hour trip back home. So what they're able to do, and that was more meaningful to me than they'll ever know.
All right. Eric McLean, thanks so much. Look forward to seeing you on the ACC Network.
Absolutely.